Everyone, I hope you are doing amazing, and Super Bowl weekend was hopefully fun and safe. Super happy that the Bucks won. Shout out to the GOAT Brady. 7 rings. Right, that's 7. Yeah, that went to 10. Shout out to the GOAT Brady, and shout out to all my Niner faithful out there. We got our revenge yesterday, and now it's a new season, so let's see what happens. I mean, I'm not saying nothing, but we'll see what happens. Also, quick announcement and reminder to go check out the listener support tab if you already haven't. Link is going to be down below in the Spotify and YouTube versions of this, so if you can donate anything, please feel free to do so. Anyway, on this episode of the podcast, we have one of South Bay's finest, someone who is extremely talented at his craft and on the come up. We have Brian Lee, aka Kid Kuza. Brian is a student at NYU, but when he's not hitting the books and getting great grades to impress his parents, he's rapping. And believe me when I say this man raps his ass off. Here's a sample of some of his music.
You can't stop me, my career, not my hobby. Eating rappers like they Pockies. Battle rap my ass off until I blow up like Nagasaki. Flow wavy like tsunamis, so call me by my title. Call me Kuza the Kid because this is my revival. And I know that all the haters don't understand. I'm just trying to fill up the stands with a couple of stands. Been on my own since the start before I wrote a rhyme. I'm taking it one bar, one note at a time. And still these motherfuckers don't know that I rhyme. You can hate, but it's really just a matter of time. When I say rapper, I mean I spit bars and play with 808s, while all these whack rappers sip lean like it's Gatorade. How people hate, that's some shit I don't get. How you gon' hate somebody that you've never even met?
Our essential question for today is, what does it take to become a rapper? With regards to the question, Brian and I talk about a lot of the things related to his rap career and also the rap industry in general. We talk about his influences in the genre, how his upbringing and community has helped his bars, and we also talk about various Asian American rappers and how tough it is to break into an industry where, let's be real, there isn't a lot of Asian people. Brian's discography, we talk all about Brian's discography and his music, so go check him out if you haven't already. I'm going to link his YouTube and Spotify down below, so go listen to some of his bangers. His name is Kid Kuza, so remember the name. And also follow him on Instagram, at Kid Kuza, to know when more of his banger of music is coming out. So, without further ado, here it is, episode 11 with Kid Kuza. Cue it up. Coming to you live from my parents' house, we got episode 11 of the Essential Question podcast coming to you live and on Zoom. We got Mr. Young College Cop Out, aka Kid Kuza, aka Brian Lee himself. What's up, man?
That's good. It was good. I'm good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
That was a great intro.
I know. I try. But that, I gotta keep up in the intro game every episode. Episode
That's
1
good.
kind of started kind of but now
I see.
Gotta
You
get
got
into it.
You got that announcer voice going. I like
Dude,
it.
I try. How you doing?
I'm good. School started, but I'm just trying to, keep up with all the work. But it's been good, yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Trying to balance like music and school.
Right.
Yeah.
And just being in like a new city is like also a big difference.
Yeah. You're in New York, right?
Yes, yeah.
So how's the do you like take the subway a lot or like not with COVID and stuff?
I mean, yeah, because like when I get around, I do take the subway, but I swear every time I take the wrong subway and go the other direction, and then I have to go back again all the way across, and like I have bad sense of direction. So
no, that must suck because like the subway system is hella complicated. So like coming from like the South Bay where like the fucking VTA doesn't even show up, like you have the fucking subway in New York, like.
So I mean, back at home, like I have my car, and that was like everything to me. So I really miss that. But
all right, tell the people. Okay, so this is the first thing before we get into like the real thing. The essential question today is, what does it take to become a rapper? And I'm sure Brian can help us. Brian, aka Kid Kuza, can help us answer that question. But just a real quick, like, give the people like a 2-sentence summary of like who you are.
Okay.
Just real quick.
So again, my name is Brian Lee. I also go by Kid Kuza, and I'm a rapper / producer / musician, and I'm from the Bay Area. So
There you go. That's a good intro. It's
That's
concise,
kind of it.
right to the point.
Right.
It's pretty fucking good.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, before we get into the actual like meat of the podcast, I
Mm.
wanted to do a rapid fire intro, ask you a few questions, let the people
All
get
right.
to know who you are.
Cool. Cool. Okay.
So first question I have,
Let's do it.
this is gonna be all rap themed because we got a rapper
Oh,
himself.
jeez.
So we're gonna test his knowledge a little bit.
Oh shoot! All right.
Question
I'm
number
gonna
one.
test it up.
Yeah, we
All
gotta
right.
test you.
All right, let's do it.
Who was the rapper or like rappers that got you into like the genre of rap?
Okay, I would say the rapper that like I first really got into was Logic.
Hey, that's what's
And-
up. I'm a big Logic fan. We
And,
scan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big Logic fan too. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, also it's just like Logic, J. Cole, and Kendrick. It's kind of basic, but like that was what got me into it.
I respect it.
first.
Those three are on my Rushmore for sure. So
All right,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we stand.
Good taste.
Do you
good taste.
Do you like No Pressure, the new album?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Because like honestly, the past few projects I wasn't really liking, but
Yeah.
No Pressure I thought was really good. I thought it was a good
Yeah.
return to form. So
Yeah, no, I felt the
excited.
same way. I mean, it was a nice send off. I think it's what the
Exactly.
fans wanted. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you have any other like favorite genres of music, or is it just like rap stan?
I'm a big jazz fan because I used to play saxophone, so
Okay.
I was really into jazz music before hip hop, I guess. And so like once in a while, I'll listen to that.
Yeah.
Also, like sometimes I'll like sample that stuff too. So
Okay, cool. Little Coltrane, Miles Davis.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I feel.
All right, okay. All right.
Who inspires you the most in your music career, and like who do you want to build your career like if you had to choose like one
Ooh.
person?
All right, this is a good question. Do you know Dumbfounded?
No, I do not.
Okay, he's basically like the Korean American rapper, and I
Okay.
feel like maybe just because he's also Korean, like that's kind of a
Little
I
role
can
model
see-
thing.
right. And I
Yeah.
feel like I've based my sense of style off of him too, and that kind of thing.
That's
And-
cool.
and I just think he's dope.
Is he like really big, or is he just kind of on the come up
Nah.
right now?
He's been in the game for a while, but he started off through like battle rap, and so like
Okay.
back in like high school, like I was watching like these battle rap videos.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be like that, but
Yeah, that's super
that's-
dope.
yeah.
Yeah. Give me your Rushmore top 5 GOAT rappers all time.
Oh, geez. Okay, the thing is, people ask me this question, and I don't have like a top 5 like greatest. I have like top
That's
5
fair.
maybe like influences, but not like.
You could go influences.
Alright,
It's a
alright.
flexible question.
I mean, I would put Kendrick, J. Cole. I really like Isaiah Rashad, and Blue,
Blue.
who's more like underground.
Okay. Cool.
That would probably be my
Come on, no Drake.
top 4.
We're
I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, I like Drake though. I fuck with Drake though.
Yeah. Man, Certified Lover Boy about to change people's opinions on Drake.
He's
I'm telling
dropping.
you.
He's dropping.
He's dropping it this month, I think.
this
is
month.
What he
Okay.
was saying. It
I'm
makes
actually
sense.
excited for it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's called Certified Lover Boy. It's
Yeah.
February, you know. Love is in
Yeah.
the air. Got it.
There's gonna be some bangers on there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's Drake, so
Yeah, I
we'll
mean,
see.
Dark Lane demo tapes were those were his throwaways, and like half the
And that
album was
was-
bangers.
Yeah, that's that Drake effect, bro.
Yeah, I was like, so
Crazy.
you threw these away? Like the other ones must be god tier. Like,
Oh my god, I'm actually excited for that drop.
yeah, it should be a good one. It's gonna be all over the fucking radio. So,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so I listened to your project. May I take your order? Fantastic, by the
Oh,
way. If you guys haven't
thank
listened
you.
to it, go freaking. I'm gonna plug it on Spotify. Y'all better go listen to it. It's fucking awesome.
Thank
So
you,
based
thank
on
you.
that project, you have a skit in it, MJ versus Kobe.
Yeah.
So who is your
Uh-huh.
favorite basketball player of all time, and who do you think is the GOAT?
It's funny because the skit is called MJ versus Kobe, but like my favorite player is Steph Curry. Like that's
There we
kind of
go. That's the
it's kind
Bay
of a
Area
big-
right there.
it's kind of a basic answer, but like undeniably, Steph Curry is my favorite.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Steph is a lot of our favorites, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big Warriors fan too, so
yeah,
like
yeah.
you can't go
Hey,
another direction.
beat the Mavericks by what, 40?
Yeah,
30?
yeah,
On
dude.
Thursday?
they're
today.
playing pretty well, actually.
Well, I mean, they have like 9 players, and their center position is completely decimated.
I know, and like I see, like sometimes I look through the comment section, people are like, oh, like they're like disappointed we lost. I'm like, bro, like we don't have Clay. It's literally just Steph, Draymond, Looney with a bunch of dudes they've never played with.
Exactly.
And like they're still doing pretty well. So,
yeah,
like,
and Kelly Oubre shooting like 1 for 77. Like so, you know, I mean, with that, like considering the fact we're above 500 in the Western Conference, like
exactly,
I'm content.
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's a lot better than last season.
And Wiseman's looking good, so you know, it's going to be
good future too.
Good season. Hopefully they make the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. But
yeah, I think they can do it.
I think
they can do it.
Who do you think people are reminded of like the most when they listen to your music? Like, who's the one?
Definitely when I first started, everyone would always say like, "Oh, bro, you sound like Logic." And that was probably that made sense because I was listening to a lot of Logic at the time.
That's fair.
Now, because people haven't told me like what I remind them of, so
yeah,
I wouldn't know actually. Yeah,
I mean,
right now,
I would assume like people would kind of like, you know, put you in the Asian American rapper category, be like Rich Brian.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like
they just.
I had somebody tell me like, "Yo, bro, like, have you heard of Lil Mosey? You sound like this guy." I listened to him like, bro, I did not sound like this guy at all. Like,
you don't sound like Lil Mosey.
Yeah, I was like, bro.
I was like, okay, like for sure. I'll take the compliment, you know.
Yeah. He's dope though. He's dope, but like good. different style though.
Yeah, for sure. He's more like a trap.
Yeah.
Style, and I think you're more like straight up hip hop rap.
Yeah.
And if you could have one song playing at your funeral, what's the song to go out on?
Oh, shit, I don't know actually. Oh yeah, for my funeral?
Yeah, just like one song.
One song. I don't know. You probably won't know this one, but it's called "Soul Rising" by Blue. That's probably like
I don't know that, but I will definitely look that up.
It's probably like the first like hip hop song that I just got really obsessed with because it's just Blue and he's like spitting mad bars and like that's what I based like my style off. So
that's cool. That's cool. But I feel like you have such versatile style because you have songs where you're just rapping your ass off for 5 minutes, and then you have songs where you're just like it's straight simp shit, right? So yeah. So it just like totally depends.
Yeah.
But to transition now into the podcast. So you grew up in Cupertino. We know each other. We all have mutual friends in school and whatnot. So you know Brown boys are very into their rap. They're very into their Drake.
They're Travis Scott.
And Asian boys that matter too. Love their trap music. Listen to a lot of rap. What was like the first thing that got you exposed to the genre? Was it like your friends or was it someone in your family? Like how'd you get into it?
So I mean, when I was like really little, I like listened to like Eminem. I feel like that's a lot of people. Yeah. But like I guess my first real introduction was more like I remember like I had a band in high school, maybe like my sophomore year, and like we would just play during lunch, just jam. We would play super freaking loud. And one time like my friend Krishna, like he just found some microphone and he hooked it up to an amp and like he starts like freestyling. And we were like really bad, but like that was kind of what got me into freestyling. Yeah. And we would just like fool around like during lunch periods and stuff. So that's kind of what got me into it, actually.
That's cool. So it wasn't like an artist; it was more so just like, you know, like you just found beats on YouTube and just started. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I tried the freestyle thing and I would just like get stuck after one. Like I just
it's all about confidence, man.
I have friends who are super talented. Like
for real?
They could just go off for like a minute 30. Like in college, they used to do it all the time. They used to play YouTube beats and just like go spit bars.
Right. Like that's what like me and my friends do. Like we just go for a drive and just like freestyle for a while.
I mean, you're the professional, so like I bet you kill them all.
Man. I don't know. I mean, I definitely in the beginning, like I was mostly like freestyling. And then now it's kind of more like I'm stuck to more writing. So my freestyle chops aren't like super good right now.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like half the time when I'm freestyling, I'm like, yeah, hey, like, it's, and then like a couple words, like, a nuge, dog.
And it always it always turns into like the most vulgar shit.
I know. And then it's
fucking like, bro.
And then it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get canceled if this is recorded.
Yeah. Like it stays it has to stay in the car, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's like what happens stays there.
Yeah, it's just
that's cool though. Freestyle rap. Damn.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, you were super into jazz and like played saxophone, I think, through high school, right?
Yeah.
Was like, do you say you have like, is there any influence from jazz that kind of comes into rap and like your style?
I think like definitely I feel like I've always really liked just like the way that like jazz musicians look, you know, and the way that they act. Just like they just have like pure swagger, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, you know, like you said, like Coltrane, like I was super into Coltrane. And like Bill Evans, he's like this pianist and like his hair is like slicked back and he always has like a cigarette.
Yeah.
And like I think that's just like super dope for some reason.
Yeah.
But those are probably like people that I've been influenced by.
I mean, I feel like with jazz and rap have so many overlays because like jazz is like, you know, you have these improvisational segments where you just kind of go off and do whatever you want. And rap is just like kind of like just going off the top type.
Right.
Thing.
And like it's the same thing like with freestyling, you know, like in hip hop, like we have like ciphers, you know, where you're just in a circle, like rapping and showing off. And then jazz is the same thing. They have like jam sessions where you're just like showing off pretty much.
For sure. 100%.
It's like the same culture, honestly.
Yeah, because my brother played saxophone in high school, so I'm used to that. I tried. I was horrible, god awful.
Which instrument? Saxophone?
Alto sax. I played alto sax. He played tenor in high school.
I see.
And I played alto in elementary school, and I just like could not fucking get it. I thought it was the hardest thing. The reeds and shit. I was like, I couldn't put the reed in the fucking saxophone in the first
Oh no, bro. Oh man. I don't really miss it. I mean, I love playing saxophone, but it definitely is like
I also used to bite the mouthpiece a little hard.
Yeah, and you know it like kind of like gets into your lip too.
Yeah.
Like, it starts hurting. Like
it's really it hurt, bro. Like that shit hurted.
It hurts to sound good, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So like what age do you think like you decided to be like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna go right into rap, like this is what I want to do?
Do you mean like when I started or
when did you start, like what was the origin story?
Starting was definitely like sophomore junior year
for sure,
and that was like the freestyle story where like my friends started freestyling and then I started getting into it, and I just started like writing and then just like started trying to make songs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Were you just writing for fun? Like you were like, oh, this shit is kind of like, it's just creative and fun.
Oh yeah. And like, you already know, like, I swear, like probably my first like 20 verses were just all about girls. Just like, just simp shit. Like, but yeah, so.
Hey, you know, you were in high school. You had a lot of that energy.
I know, like.
It's fine. I mean, it is.
That was a lot of my early days.
No, for sure. Do you have like a bunch of those verses where you just like look back on it and you're like, wow,
yeah, like I have like a Google Drive folder of all like my old verses.
That's dope. You should maybe bring one out and just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna rap.
Oh my god, no, bro. It's got bars like, oh, I'm in love with this girl, like she's my world, like shit like that. I'm like, oh my god. But hey man, you have to get through that stage.
Yeah, I mean, you start somewhere, right? You go back and look at my first podcast, it's fucking trash.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
I checked out some.
I appreciate that, man.
I like what you're doing.
Like, so it was just mostly like in high school. So like, did you start out as like, were you like, fuck it, I want to like be a rapper, or was it more so just like, oh, I'm gonna just do this for fun, see what
oh, I see. Because like I was making like saxophone cover videos and stuff like that. And so when I started rapping, like I would just kind of throw it in there as like another thing. Like it wasn't intent, like I didn't intend that to be like my main thing, I guess. But it wasn't until like a lot later when I was like, okay, like maybe I should, so I like that. I like rapping because it's like you can say a lot of things, you know?
Yeah.
Like with like jazz music, it's like you can say a lot of things, but in a musical way, you know. But with rap, it's like you could literally say it with words. So that's kind of what got me into it even more.
That's cool. I mean, it's like expressing yourself like to the fullest type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. Hold on. Oh, where do you like, this was a question I thought of. It was just like, I find this interesting, like as someone who is creative and as some, like I personally like write a lot and like write stories and whatnot. Like, where do you get your creative influence from, or like your inspiration to like write rhymes? Because I feel like if I were to write rhymes, I'd just be like, tree, what rhymes with tree? Bees. Like, I don't know where to, like, I would get any of that from. Like, where do you get yours from?
I see. I think usually for me, it's like when I listen to other people's songs and I'm like, oh, that sounds really dope. Like, I want to try to make something like that. And so, but like the problem is like, you don't want to like copy it too much, but you just want to take like, maybe like a lot of times, like I'll look at the structure of how people write their bars and stuff like that. But I think like a lot of just creativity, like to me, it kind of just, it comes with like life experience. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like anytime something happens, like I'm like, I want to write about this, you know, like if there's a girl, I want to write about it, you know, like I'm going to write about whatever. So
no, it's just like whatever's like on your mind in life type thing.
Right. Yeah. It's always come to me like that.
Yeah. That's interesting. So, I mean, obviously, you know, where we grew up, like rapper isn't necessarily number one on the career charts. You know that.
Definitely.
Like, I think we all know that. Podcaster isn't number one either.
Yeah.
As much as I wish. So like, talk to me about like what your peers were like when, you know, they found out, like, they were like, oh, like he's actually doing this like legit, and you were telling people, like expressing that fact that you want to do music like legit.
I think like the people like in my circle, like they were always supportive, like, because actually I think because it's Cupertino, like people are at times could be even more supportive, you know what I mean?
Right, because you're going against the grain,
right? And like not many people are doing it, and so I think I definitely got a lot of support like in that way. But I do feel like there were also some judgments too. Like there's kind of both sides to it, you know.
Yeah. Do you feel like do you get like kind of like, you know, lightly roasted by your friends, like, oh, Brian isn't making any money?
Like, you know how I've been roasted so many times, like fucking college dropout, like you like underground rapper, like get the fuck
underground rapper.
Like, oh man. But I mean,
yeah.
Hey,
do you kind of use that as like motivation, or like are you or do you kind of like, yeah, are you like, damn it, it's like they don't
because with my friends, like I know they're just joking, so,
with
like,
your
it doesn't
even show.
But like definitely I do use like other people as motivation. I don't really have people in my mind like in particular, like specifically, but I guess it's like I just have it in my head, like, oh god, I got like mad haters and shit. And like I gotta like prove them wrong. So
I think you gotta have that mentality.
Yeah, you gotta come with that energy.
Yeah, you know? I mean, and you do on like some of your songs. You're just fucking talking your shit. Like, what? Fuck everybody. And it's like, I'm this. Your middle child freestyle was the first one I ever saw, and I thought that was like, I was like, wow, this guy.
That's a throwback. That's a throwback.
And then you were like dropping an album in April, and I was like, oh, this is about to be lit.
I don't think I dropped that album. Dude, I had a habit of like saying I was dropping an album and just never dropped it.
Like, you were like one of those SoundCloud rappers, like mixtape next week.
I know, and I never dropped it. So I disappointed a lot of people.
School got in the way. What can you do?
Yeah.
But has the Bay Area like hyphy movement or any of like the Bay Area rap, you know, Andre Nickatina, Mac Dre, Too Short, have they kind of influenced the way you make music, or not really?
That's the thing, like not really, to be honest.
That's
you know, I mean, I like Bay Area rap, you know, I love Mac Dre, but I guess most of my influences have come elsewhere, I guess. And
no,
also,
I think, go for it.
I guess like that kind of hyphy movement came like a little bit before our time,
for sure.
know? And so like it's even a bit further from us. And I mean,
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I got into the hyphy movement, or like even was aware of it because of like my brother was like graduated high school in 2012, so he was kind of in the hyphy movement,
right.
And out. Like he would tell me like in high school, like they would play like Andre Nickatina at the school dance, and like everyone would go in, and like, you know, it was a big deal. Man.
That like because that's so cool to me. You know, I wish we could, because like Cupertino, like at least cause I don't remember, like school dances, like they didn't play like Bay Area music. You know? Yeah,
I wish.
Like to have that culture, like I think that's dope. And so
I think I think it was just a movement that lasted a couple of years, and you either were like in it or you weren't.
Right.
And then you know, it just kind of dissipated. Unfortunately, I hope we get like another. Maybe you could make the South Bay movement, and it just goes in. Cupertino, California, repping.
Coopertown, California.
Yeah, and it becomes the birthplace of rap and Apple.
Oh
Dude,
my god!
wouldn't that be fucking something?
That'd be kind of crazy, but that's just not gonna happen.
Dude, I trust, bro. South Bay,
man.
you say it in your song. It's that South Bay's finest, bro.
Hey, bro, yeah, gotta represent, dude.
You gotta. No, that's why I also was like super impressed with your music. Is just because you like you're not afraid to like rep the South Bay. I feel like so many people like, of our peers are like, oh, I fucking hate the Bay Area, like blah blah blah. It's disgusting. I'm like, nah, you gotta rep.
Yeah, and like, I mean, obviously there are things that I don't like about it. Like, like with any place, but it's like that's home, you know?
Right.
And like, and if in hip hop, you know, I'm gonna come with. Like, I'm going to represent where I'm from, even if it's fucking Cupertino, like wherever, you know, it is what it is.
It's like home place of Apple. What's your problem?
Yeah, I swear, I have like some Steve Jobs bars and shit.
Dude,
like,
yes. This is what rap needs, bro.
Oh, man.
It's like Meek Mill coming in with the Bitcoin, Brian Lee coming in with the Steve Jobs. Like
the Apple stocks, bro.
If you become to the point where you're like the Elon Musk of rap and your stocks Apple stock just goes up as soon as you mention that.
That would be dope. Actually.
No, I was reading somewhere actually that like, you know, Pop Star by Drake, right?
Yeah.
So like where he's like, hey, Rihanna, Selena, my Visa. Apparently Visa's stock went up like 5% the next day.
Oh my God. That's the Drake effect. That's what I'm saying. That's that Drake effect, dude.
I was like, he mentions it for 5 seconds and you're like, oh, yep, everyone's using Visa now. Like, dude, that's what I'm telling you, dude. Rappers need to start like repping stocks and, you know.
I actually like when rappers like team up with brands. Like the Travis Scott
cool.
meal, I thought that was dope, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's cool when rappers
do. Did you go try it?
I did. It was pretty good. Like it was like a regular like McDonald's meal.
No, I think honestly like that's where the future of rap is trending, you know, like teaming up with like these different brands and getting these brand deals and like plastering your face all over corporations. Like they're making bank off of it. So
yeah. I mean, hip hop is the new pop music. So
exactly, right? Like Travis Scott is Christina Aguilera of like this generation. Like it's
and like the thing is, I know I feel a lot of people are, you know, they don't like the direction where like hip hop is going right now. And like, but for me, it's like, I feel like the bigger hip hop gets, regardless of what the sound is, like, I feel like it's good for everyone in hip hop. Just like, because the more people get into the more mainstream artists, like the more people are going to trickle down to like more underground artists.
Yeah. Because it's like people are like interested in the genre, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not more so like trap music. Yes. Is it my type of music? Absolutely not. Like, you know, I'm not the biggest like Nav fan, even though I am Indian.
Hey, you got to represent,
dude. Oh my Lord. I have a whole take on Nav. Nav is so like, he sounds like a robot when he's rapping, bro. It's like there's no like emotion. There's no substance to his bars.
Yeah, he has like one style that he sticks to.
Yeah, he's like I'm ballin' like I'm indie, MB. Yeah. I'm like, all right, dude. Like this is okay. Like cool.
So like
next,
it hits like once in a while, but like because it's the same style over and over and over again.
I like Nav when he's a feature. I can take him as a feature occasionally, and if he's in the song for like a minute 10.
Yeah.
If he has an album and people make me listen to the album, hell no.
Like, I haven't listened to a full album with his own.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool that he's brown and like I like the idea of Nav, but like the execution, not so much.
Right. Do you have like any like brown rappers that you listen to or have listened to?
Yes. So I was actually gonna tell you, my brother is a rapper. So
oh shit.
Yeah, his name is Como. Shout out Como if you're listening to this podcast. But yeah, he's for the Bay, South Bay guy, Monte Vista High School. Shout out.
Monte Vista. Okay, all right.
So you know, Monte Vista got 2 rappers in the game now.
Oh, let's get it.
But yeah, so he's like one of the brown rappers. I know there's this guy named AK. I think he like quit music for now, but he's got some cool music. If you've heard of Tesher, he's all over like TikTok.
No, I haven't.
So Tesher is like he's very so like what he likes to do is like he takes like Bollywood songs, he samples them and he raps over them. And there's a song called Young Shark, and it's really it's fire. Yeah, He
Okay,
goes in.
all right.
So
Okay.
it's definitely worth the
I see.
got any
'Cause
Asian American rappers that I gotta check out?
I mean, definitely dumbfounded.
Yeah.
You should check out his old battles because that's
Okay.
when he, like I feel like he really shines. I mean, everyone knows Rich Brian.
Yeah.
MC Jin. He was like the first kind of like Asian rapper to like kind of go mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot where he got signed, but that was like a long time ago.
Yeah. I feel like I've heard the name. Yeah.
Yeah. And last one is Year of the Ox.
Year of the Ox. Okay.
They're like boom bap, just like bars,
Mm-hmm.
like they can spit. So
that's like what I like. I like more so just
Yeah.
like people who are straight spitting versus
I
like
see.
going to the party, yeah, smoking the blunt, yeah. Like I can't do that
Yeah.
all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, there's a time and place, but
yeah.
you know.
I mean, listen, like if you're getting turned and it's like going to the party, yeah, it's like okay, like I get
Yeah,
with this.
right.
Like, dude, if I'm like trying to think about life and it's like smoking
Yeah.
the blunt, yeah, I'm like, no, I'm not trying to do
Yeah.
that. Like,
I'm trying to study, man.
yeah,
God,
exactly.
this is just like this is not right.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know, like dude, I know kids that listen to just trap all day every day, like studying, reflecting on life, just partying.
Yeah.
It's trap. I'm like, so like Migos really helps you reflect on life, my G. Like,
I mean, man, if it gets you through tough times, then
hey,
I'll
I mean,
support
I
it.
respect it,
I
but
support
like,
it.
I don't know.
It is a little bit interesting. Though.
It's very interesting, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, for sure. But yeah, I mean, tell me. So, senior year of high school, right? You were sitting there, I presume, applying to colleges, and you are
yeah.
Mr. Young College Cop Out.
Yes, yes, sir.
And you really, I presume, didn't want to do school. So, like, what was your thought process at that point? Take me through like what you were thinking.
I mean, I knew that, like, I think because like college is pushed on you so hard, and I've always been like wanted to be rebellious. That's kind of why I'm like into hip hop and jazz music, is because like my parents were so against it, and that only made me want to like go in the other direction and go harder. And so like I was thinking like, man, like, you know, they want me to go to college. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm not going, you know, I'm not gonna do this. And I remember like one of my old like bandmates or something, we were at like this cafe and he was telling me like, oh yeah, my friends and I, we're just gonna move to LA, and you know, you could come along if you want. And like at the time, like I was like, oh shit, I might do that. So but I mean, after that was like the whole process of like, you know, coming out to my parents.
Yeah. Tell me about that. Let's tell me the whole story. Give me all the graphic details.
I mean, it was bad.
Okay,
like,
go for it.
Let's be real. It was bad. It was like, you come here, you come from Korea with not much, and you come here to support your kids, and all you want is for him to go to college, and then when he turns 18, he's like, nah, I want to be an underground rapper. Like, you know, it's but yeah, I think just I mean, eventually, you know, they got her. Not that they supported it, but I had to frame it as like, oh, because I mean, technically it was a gap year because NYU like allows you to take a gap year and you're still like guaranteed admission. So I had to like frame it that way. But my parents were like, it's not really a gap year. You're just going to drop out. Like, you're going to spend this year and you're going to spend 5 more years not in school and you're never going to go back. I was like, shit, you're kind of right. Like, you got me. Like, oh shit.
Feel like we know you too well.
I know. And but I mean, and I'm the type of person to just like, I'm going to go with whatever I want to do, you know, which isn't always the best quality of mine, but you know, I stuck through it. So,
I mean, like when you first told your parents, like, were you like straight up, like, I'm dropping out of school? Like, was that your first thing you said to them?
It was like, I definitely like try to make it more gradual. So like, I would tell my mom like, oh, like I kind of want to take a gap year. And like, thing about Asian moms is like, she just like ignored what I was saying. Just
no, I totally get that. Yeah.
Or she was like, oh,
like, whatever.
Yeah. And like, I would just like tell her and she would just leave the room. I'm like, bro, like we have a conversation. Yeah, shit. But yeah, and then after that was just kind of like I kept saying it, and then I remember one day, like, because I used to go like study at a cafe like every day, and I came back late one time, and then like my parents were like, at the dinner table. They're like, we need to have a talk. I'm like, okay.
Oh shit. When
And,
Asian parents and Indian parents are like, we need to have a talk.
Yeah, and like
No.
that usually doesn't happen for
Yeah.
me. So, but yeah, I mean, they were pissed, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we kind of worked through the details. At a certain point, I thought I was gonna get disowned.
Yeah.
Probably like kind of did, but it worked out. You know what I mean?
No,
like
for
they
sure.
kind of. I think once I left, they were like, oh, okay, it's still a gap year. You know?
Yeah. Did you like? Did that come out in your music? Like when you were rapping? Like, did that ever like come out?
I think the thing is, like, at the time, like, I was so stressed out about like everything moving
Right.
out, stuff with
Yeah.
my parents. Like, I wasn't even writing anything.
Okay.
Like, I was just not.
Because you were just
But-
like not in the headspace to do so.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I do think like I'm kind of trying to do that now, like trying to unpack all of that, just that
Right.
experience, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I feel like that would be such a great, like, people would so relate to that, like that, if you were to just
Yeah.
write fucking songs and like talk about that, because it's
Right.
an experience that like a lot of people go through, right? It may not be
Yeah.
like in the medium of rap, but it may be
Right.
like, I want to go do my passion in college, or like, I want
Right.
to go like do this job. And it's
Yeah,
like,
even like telling your parents, like tell your Asian parents, like, oh, I want to do graphic design. They're like, that's art still. Like,
Yeah.
you can't do that shit.
they're like, hell
You know,
no,
so it's
what? Like graphic design as a doctor? Like x-rays? You know?
Yeah.
No, I get it. And like, I
Yeah.
think that's so like, those are themes that people could relate to, you know? It's just
Right.
like, and
Right.
I think
That's
you have
something-
one.
yeah.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Or that's just something that I'm trying to include too.
For
you
sure.
know, especially now. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you had that one line in Passion Fruit 30 where you're like, I think it's about your mom, and you're like, what is
Oh,
it?
man.
Do you remember it? It's like something, I have it written.
Shit.
Hold on.
I
I'll pull
actually
it
don't.
up.
Either I know it's gonna be something like depressing.
No, it's that ocean line. I love that line. I think it's so
Oh,
fucking creative.
Thank you.
Where it's like you were, it's like it's talking about your thought process essentially with like you and your
Yeah.
mom. It's like I guess we're always an ocean apart, and it's
Yeah.
like I was like, oh shit, that's a bar. I was like, that's fucking good.
And like I'm not gonna lie, when I wrote that, I was proud of that bar. Just because
No,
like
it's a good ass bar.
because like it's that's something that's kind of specific to like an immigrant experience. I feel like I
Yeah.
haven't heard that much. So
Yeah,
I was proud of it at the time.
That was a really good bar. Like I was like, damn.
Thank
this is
you.
good. Oh, see, okay, I have it right here. It's
Oh, shoot.
your mom not being in the stands and cheering for you, and okay, never mind. I actually don't have it written, but
No worries,
I
no
had
worries.
like the essence of it written.
Oh, I got you. I remember
but-
the line. I remember.
Yeah, let's talk about
Yeah.
Passion Fruit though. I feel like the bars.
yeah.
I mean, we were talking about it earlier. Like the bars on the song cut really fucking deep, right?
Yeah.
You have like the
I'm-
one line about your mom. You have the line about your dad saying you need to smile more.
Yeah. Mhm.
And like talk about the inspiration of that song and like some of the themes there.
That was the last song that I wrote and like made before I left. And so like I wrote that like in the middle of the night at some like Lucky's parking lot. Cause that's what I would do. Cause like I'm that type of guy. Like I'll just like chill in the parking lot and write.
Yeah.
And so I think that was all going through my mind at the time. Just like parents, like even girls. Like I don't even know why I was thinking about girls at the
Right.
time.
That
Like,
there's a girl in that song.
I know. I'm aware of that. You don't know how many people have asked me who the girl
Yeah, I was about
Like,
to ask you. I was like, who's
oh,
the girl?
God. Oh, God.
It's like, on God, bro. Who's this girl?
And
She sounds
I-
perfect.
Dude. I mean, like, whenever people ask me that, I'm like, it's not like that's the thing. When I write songs, like I make it sound like it's a really specific person, but it's kind of just like my imagination. Like
Yeah.
it's like it could be about a lot of people, I guess. Is what I'm
Mhm.
saying.
Yeah, because I was about to ask you, I was like, does she know? Like,
Probably not.
yeah, I know, I feel it. So you were
Oh,
working
man.
at a cafe at the time, right?
Yeah, Cafe
okay.
Latte, shout out. To
Oh,
Cafe
for
Latte.
sure. Shout out. I love their fried
Shout out.
chicken, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that shit goes in, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But so that was the song you wrote right before you were telling.
Right.
My question was literally going to be, how did things work out with the girl?
Oh,
so.
nothing. That's the
Nothing.
usual. Nothing,
The
yeah.
my favorite line in that song though was like, what was it? It was like, I heard my 7th grade crush got into UCLA. I was like, I was like, of course, it's the most Cupertino bar of
Dude.
all time.
I feel like that girl probably knows. Actually, I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know,
sure the
maybe.
7th grade crush.
Like that's kind of specific.
Yeah. So
kinda-
shout out to Brian's 7th grade crush out
Oh
there.
God, that's like the one. That's like the one bar in that song that I like regret putting in. Because like the whole song makes me cringe, but like that one bar is
it was a very targeted.
I know.
She's probably like, great. If this guy blows up, I'm blowing up with him.
Like it was 7th grade math class, Mrs. Anderson. Like it's like, bro, like it's too specific.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, like, yeah, I feel like I looked at your Spotify and that song tends to have like the most streams on it. Like, I think it's one of your more popular songs. So would you say like vulnerability has like an effect and like
I think so.
Really resonate?
I'm not gonna lie, people like the sad stuff.
Yeah.
And it I mean I think that's a good thing actually, you know. And it
sure.
kind of it takes the pressure off me because it's like, okay, you know, I don't have to feel afraid to like expose certain things or like talk about certain topics.
That's what the genre is all about. And I feel like that's where the genre is trending, right? You had guys like Drake and Cole and Kendrick like come in and start talking about their feelings. Like before rap was like, if you look at like early 90s rap, like 2000s, it was very like talk your shit. Like I'm the best. Like, I have the best car. Fuck you. Like Drake is like, you know, you have Frank Ocean who's like a tornado flew around and it's like, oh shit, okay, time to get in my feels. You have Drake who's like, you know, singing Marvin's Room and like has the Cups of the Rose type beat, right? So it's like
and that's legendary.
Yeah,
like, those are all classics. So
exactly.
You know.
So it's like it's like super. I mean, you see the genre is changing over time, and like as feelings, particularly in men, become like more prevalent. Yeah.
I think because like for the longest, even now it's like there's still that kind of energy like where people hate on Drake a lot for being like, you know, soft or whatever. Right. It's like you're calling him soft for like talking about feelings, like no, like it's just.
I think there's a beauty in that.
Yeah, and it's like that's why he's this big. Like is I mean, you know, if it weren't you know, if he just make Oh no, you're all good. It's like if all of his songs were just God's plan, like I mean, actually it's a banger, but still, like it's because he has like Marvin's Room and classics like that. Is because he's that big. That's what I think.
No, I think you're totally right, and I think Drake and like Cole and Kendrick again talking about their feelings spawned this whole generation. Like you look at guys like Juice WRLD and Peep and XXX, and they're all about their emotions. You know what I'm saying? And like that wouldn't have been possible if you didn't have guys, even Kanye for that matter. You know, like 808s and Heartbreak and Heartless and like all of these songs. Right, like Everything
classics,
I Am, like these are all like, you know, like they talk about their feelings, and it's like, you know, so. But exactly. I feel like that's an interesting shift in the genre for sure.
I like that direction. Yeah, I like where it's at.
I'm a fan for sure. Yeah. So you have collabed with a lot of like different, not to transition very awkwardly.
No, that's all good.
You've collabed with a lot of different rappers and producers. I've noticed. You did a thing with Elevator Talk. Right. You did a song that was actually I've listened to that yesterday. It's super smooth.
Thank you.
How did you like get in touch with these sorts of people? Is it just DMing, cold email, or like did they reach out?
That's the thing. Like I've never been good with DMs. Like I'm always like, I always feel weird like DMing people. So like most of the people I've collaborated with are like through mutual friends or just people I know already. So you know, Elevator Talk. That's a group with my friend Thomas. And his friend Jack. And so I've been friends with Thomas since like senior year probably. And so we used to kick a lot. And so like he just asked me, hey, you want to do this song? And a lot of times like if I like the music, it's like, yeah, I'll do it. You know what I mean? I like writing, so it's not too much work.
Yeah, that's super dope. Do you feel like when you got to LA, you had more access to those like producers or like, you know, because it's LA and stuff like that, or no?
The thing is, I should have, but I'm also really bad at networking. So like I was a lot in LA. I was mostly just like working a lot and just like making my own music. Yeah. Like I didn't really go out that much, to be honest, which is like kind of something that I regret. You know, I wish I like experienced it a little bit more. But
so like, let's talk about LA for a second. Now we're on the topic. Like, how did it go? Like, what were your overall thoughts? Like, what were some of the things you learned?
I mean, not gonna lie, it was pretty difficult. Just like, I mean, you know, trying to be independent, and I was just working a lot. but it was like also the greatest experience of my life. You know what I mean? It was like,
Right.
it was my year to just be a complete degenerate, you know, like college cop out, just like working at a donut shop, just like screwing around, going to like open mics and stuff like that.
For sure.
And so like that was a really good experience. I think it just opened up like my perspective completely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just being able to meet people of all different backgrounds and all that.
Yeah. So like, what were like, talk about some of like those harsh reality checks that you had when you got to LA. Like what like kicked your ass?
Finding a job, because
Right.
I had saved up some money, but I like had no job when I got there. So the first month I applied to like probably like 100 jobs, and I got a few interviews and those didn't go well. And the one place that I was able to get a job at, like it was at this like donut shop. And the thing is, and this was my reality check, because in LA the minimum wage is $14.25.
Okay.
But I worked in Inglewood, which is like LA, but it's like technically a different city. And so the minimum wage there was like $12. And I was like, this is the only job that I could get. So I took it like on the spot. But that was a good job. I actually really like that job, but definitely a reality check. So.
For sure. Like, I mean, I've been working for like the last, I guess, year now. Oh shit.
Where do you work?
I work at Scissor's in the South Bay. The pizza joint. Shout out Scissor's Pizza.
I see. All right.
But yeah, it's been super like it's just opens your eyes to a lot of things when you start working, you know, like you because like you take a lot of shit for granted, especially around here. You know, it's kind of like you're like, oh, like I have everything at my fingertips and more.
Yeah.
And I think our parents have forged those paths to give us those opportunities, right? And then when you start working and when you put in like the hard yards and like you're cooking for these fucking the people like you to an extent, it's like god damn it, I see what they go through. Like fuck this shit. Like you know what I'm saying?
You gotta start at the bottom, you know.
Yeah, you really do. Like it's like, not.
Wait, so you're working there right now?
I'm working there right now. Yeah.
Do you ever get some anti-maskers?
No. So the way the restaurant is set up is like no one can actually enter the restaurant. So it's like everything's like done through the outside, and so like no one can really get in. So, but I was working at another pizza joint. Like
what's with you in pizza joints?
I'm fucking pizza king here.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
no,
good.
but like for like 6 months, I was working at this other pizza place, and basically what they had there, like they would be people who would enter and like people would just like forget to bring their masks and they'd be like, oh shit, like can you, and I was like, oh, you want one? And they're like, all right.
I've done that before, not gonna lie.
Yeah, so like that's like no anti-maskers or anything, or like anyone who's like fuck you. Like we've got some rude ass motherfucking customers.
True.
Those are the worst.
Always. That's normal.
Yeah. They fucking like yell at you and just they like treat you like you're scum. I'm like, all right, man, just because you're working from home doesn't mean you can, you know, fucking shit on me over here.
I mean, hey, because of the quarantine, I do feel like everyone's a little bit more on edge. Like I feel like it's affected everyone kind of in that way. Some people more than others. So.
Yeah, no, definitely. So like, what was it like? So when you got to LA and like obviously COVID hits, like did that cut your LA thing short, or were you still in quarantine and doing your thing?
It pretty much cut it short.
Okay.
But the thing is, it was kind of unintentional because of COVID, the place I was working at like kind of closed down, or at least like I stopped working. But I was getting unemployment money, so like the money side was okay. But for some reason, I just really wanted to go home. So like, I went to go home to like kind of visit, and I ended up just staying like the rest of quarantine pretty much. So
you ended up staying like in South Bay, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And
so
that was like April, I think.
Yeah. So like that was gonna be my next question. Is like, what was your experience like moving back like from LA? I presume like you were like, oh fuck yeah, like when you're moving to LA, like I'm gonna make it. Like this is the city of dreams. Like yeah, baby. And then like you're driving up the 85, you see the Stevens Creek Boulevard exit. Like what's your your feeling as you're like driving home? Like is it like,
dude? The way you described it is exactly the way I experienced it. Like when I went to LA, like I drove all the way down Stevens Creek to pass by like all the Cupertino like landmarks.
Like, bye bitches.
I'm like, oh, like this is where like I used to study. Like this is where I talked to this person. Like I had that experience, but
that 7th grade crush UCLA's house. Like
That's where I got rejected. That's where I don't know. But yeah, no, like coming back was the thing is like I said, it was unintentional. So when I first came back, it was like I was excited to be back home, and just like kind of just I don't know, eat home cooked meals and shit like that. But
Yeah.
I think it wasn't until like a few months later when I was like, oh shoot, I've been home for like a few months, and like it was just like it kind of hit me, you know what I mean? I was like, oh shoot, like my time in LA is like done, And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that was kind of difficult. But I think just being at home and like being surrounded by friends again, and I feel like in LA I was just on my own, like all day, every day. And
Right.
so like having a good base at home, like that's kind of it wasn't too difficult of a transition.
For sure. Was it like difficult when you first got to LA? Like just like in terms of like you didn't know many people, like it was just you and like writing and stuff like that?
It was pretty difficult, I think. Because I mean at the time, like when you're going through stuff, like you don't really think about, or you're just kind of like, oh, like this is what it is, whatever.
It's life,
but like,
right?
Yeah. But looking back, you're like, oh damn, that was kind of hard. Like I was kind of struggling there. But I don't remember. Like I think the hardest part, I actually don't know what the hardest part is. I know like I had trouble driving there because like they drive like shit in LA.
That's funny.
but like actually that taught me how to be like a way better driver. So I actually feel like really confident driving now. So, right? Yeah, I learned something in LA.
Yeah. So, but like I noticed in LA, you filmed like a lot of music videos and like I presume mostly like the EP stuff was done in LA.
Actually, the EP stuff was done at home. That was like after I got back. Like
okay, so that was like a quarantine, like just that's what you were working on. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I recorded that entire project in like a church parking lot.
Wow.
Like, the middle of the night.
That's super interesting.
Like, cause the theme is like drive through, like car oriented.
Right,
like,
right.
I just like, it's really because like I recorded it in a car. And so that's like what just based, I was like, all right, I'm just going to make a project about that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what happened.
Yeah. So who did you get? Like, so you worked with a producer by the name of Bronco on the project, I presume. So he made all the beats.
Yeah. All of them except one, I think.
Oh, okay. That's the production on the project was fantastic. Like
he killed it.
God, I was impressed. I mean, I was like, wow, this is really freaking impressive. I mean, like with 09 Civic Bump, the beat on that song is wow. I was
know what the thing is?
Yeah.
Because at first he sent me like a whole folder of beats. I was like, all right, cool. And they were all dope, you know what I mean? And then like out of nowhere, like a few months like after that, he just sent me something, and it was like, he was just saying like, oh bro, I don't know about this one, blah blah. And I listened, I was like, dude, this is the greatest fucking beat you've ever seen. I've ever heard. Like,
what was the beat?
It was 09 Civic.
Oh, it was 09 Civic? Oh,
yeah. And I was like, dude, why did you send me this? Like, what? Are you crazy? But I mean, I'm glad it happened. So
No, for sure. I mean, it ended up working out, and like the switch up, I think, is just it really just hits. Like it's like wow, like this is
thank you
super cool. And hey, my favorite bar of yours is on that song. So.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
It's that South Bay's finest.
I thought you were gonna say the Daisy bar, bro.
Oh, that too, dude. That's a fucking bar and a half. I noticed that like the third time I was listening. I was like, oh, he shouted out my brownies. That's what's up.
Not gonna lie, I was a little bit afraid, because in my circle, like they're all like, yeah, like fuck yeah, like
because I mean,
but like outside,
like, shit.
I was a little bit afraid outside my circle, people might take it the wrong way, like you know what I mean? I don't know. But.
I presume no one has come back at you and been like, cancel Kid Kuza.
Yeah,
fuck this bar. Yeah, I mean, people are impressed. Like, what's the kind of feedback you've gotten from the project? Like, what have people said?
I mean, just like. Pretty just positive, people I really think like because this is my first like actual project that I've done where I'm just rapping on the whole thing,
right?
And so people really like it. I think everybody who contributed to the project like really killed it,
absolutely.
In terms of production, in terms of like performance, and also like the videos. My friend Brandon did like the cover art. He did all the videos.
Cover art was
all,
great,
yeah, like all the promo stuff, and so he killed it too. And I think we all kind of just came together fucking adventure style. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Not like
no,
that.
it's super good. Like I enjoyed it personally. I mean, take me through like, because I feel like Dollar Menu and '09 Civic Bump were like two of the songs where you were really like talking like real shit, and it was like you were talking about real stuff, and like take me through like the inspiration for those songs and like what the message was that you were trying to convey.
I think like it's kind of connects to like asking like coming back from LA, like that was kind of the inspiration for it. As in like I felt like my time in LA, like I didn't do enough, you know, and I felt like honestly a little bit like a failure coming back home. Yeah. And so when I was writing like all this stuff, you can imagine I'm in like again this fucking parking lot, just like writing like freaking Eminem, like I'm all angry and stuff. But it was kind of just like I felt like I wanted to just really talk shit, like just kind of be really aggressive. Like there's barely any hooks in the project. It's just me rapping.
Most of the
like,
time, yeah.
It's just like bars and bars and bars. Yeah. And that was kind of just the direction I was in at that time.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to switch it up more. You know, I'm trying not to. I think for this next project, I'm trying not to. You know, I'm trying to be a little bit more musical and like. Yeah. Not because I feel like May I Take Your Order was very just aggressive. You know?
Yeah. Was it based on like your donut shop experience? Would you say like the fast food theme and all that?
And the thing is, I fucking love fast food. like I swear, during the making of the project, I went to McDonald's probably like every other day. Like I had my order memorized. Like the workers know me. I'm just kidding, but like
that's kind of cool.
Like that's where the inspiration came from.
Yeah. You know. I mean, I fuck with McFlurries. The ice cream machine is always fucking broken near my McDonald's, dude. I swear to God, I've literally tried to go to that McDonald's like at least 15 times throughout the last year.
Wait, which one?
Yeah, so there's the one I tried the one in Cupertino, right? The one in near Stevens Creek, and I also tried the one near Westgate because that was right near where I used to work.
Oh, I see.
And so I would try. I would try both. And they're like, sorry, the ice cream machine's broken for a year. And then finally I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna drive up to the drive-thru. I'm like, hi, I want a McFlurry. And I was super aggressive about it too. I was like, give me a McFlurry. And I was like, please God, please God, please God, please God. And they're like, is that it, sir? And I was like, let's go.
Oh my God.
And I got that Oreo McFlurry after a year, dude. It was the fucking happiest moment of my life.
You know what? It's probably because you said it with confidence. Because before they were probably like, this guy's a loser. We're not gonna give him a McFlurry.
You know what?
You came there with that energy.
I came there with that May I Take Your Order energy. I was like, fuck with my shit. Give me my McFlurry.
Yo, that is exactly what I'm talking about. Like that's the theme of the project.
The fucking ice cream machine is always broken. Like I don't understand it.
You know what? Okay, that would have actually made a really good skit. Like just the
ice cream machine. Yes.
Yeah. Like me getting pissed at the ice cream machine.
Like, bro, I'm just trying to eat. I'm broke. That would be great. Yeah. But like take me through the inspirations for the skits too.
Man, I had a lot of fun writing the skits. Because right now I'm like technically a film major, so like I like writing screenplays. So like these skits, they're so stupid, but like I still wrote out like screenplays for them.
Yeah.
And like I always had this like vision of like maybe like a short film where like I just like the setting of the drive-through. You know what I mean? It's like such a weird interaction.
Very
like,
awkward.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm like just some random college kid, and like maybe the worker's like some like super old guy, like completely different backgrounds.
Right.
It's just a weird dynamic, you know. And so I've always like that. And so I've always pictured like the worker and person driving just talking that shit to each other.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much
the MJ versus Kobe skit was so funny. Like I love that skit. You were just like, hey, bro, Kobe 5 rings. Like I was like, I love this. Like
you know what the truth is though, I actually think MJ is better than Kobe.
Yes, I also agree. I think there's zero argument for Kobe.
Yeah,
like,
I was arguing for Kobe just for the skit, but
yeah,
go with MJ.
I mean, people must be like, wow, Kid Kuza is really an idiot for arguing for Kobe. But like, you know.
Shout out to Kobe though.
Yeah, Kobe's great. Is he to go? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was gonna talk like I know like in the brown community with like the brownies like myself, like we love our rappers. Like, would you say there's also a lot of love for rap in like the Asian community as well? Like Have you noticed
I think
that?
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I would say like most people stick to like the more mainstream acts. But I think that's great. You know, again, like the more people listening to those, like the more they might check out my stuff and be like, oh, like this guy makes kind of different stuff. So like it, I think it's great. Yeah.
Yeah. There's like that page on Instagram, right? I think it's
Mhm.
something Asian American hip hop. I don't know what it's called.
I think I might follow one of those
Yeah.
types of pages. Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw it and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of dope. Like, this is, like,
Right.
I always like finding
Right.
underground rappers and bragging to my friends, like, I was on
Yeah.
them before you, bitch." Like that's my big thing.
Sure.
It's like I love finding YouTubers, rappers,
Yeah.
like creatives who are like on the like I found
Mhm.
Hassan Minaj before everybody else. Like
Or
that's
when,
my biggest.
when, like when
2014.
oh
So
wow.
he did a skit on the Daily Show that went kind of viral and people kind of forgot about him. And it
I
was
see, I
like
see.
he was talking about like white ISIS or something, and it was like
Uh-huh.
really, it was very funny. And I was like, I love this guy.
Dude, he's really funny.
Yeah,
And they took down Patriot Act, bro.
yeah,
Like, I
that's
was like,
I have some conspiracies
I was
about
like,
that
I was
because
like, that's
he was talking
yeah.
shit about corporations and stuff, and like
That's
Netflix
true.
is a corporation.
I
at the
mean,
end of the
also
day.
he would talk shit about Netflix too a little bit.
Yeah,
like
fuck you
know,
guys.
yeah. But I think that's dope. That
Yeah.
like just
Yeah, I found him through that, and then I started looking up all his skits, and then I was about to go see Homecoming King live. So I was like really close.
because he went to Cupertino, I think.
Yeah, no, that was after. So that was when he got big, and then I went and saw him there. But like,
I
I was about to go
see.
see Homecoming King in San Francisco, and tickets were,
Mm.
I kid you not, $15 a person. I was like,
God.
dude, I need to go. But my parents were like, no, it's too far. Like, we do not want to drive the gas money. I'm like, all right, guys,
Classic.
you know what? If you guys don't
Yeah.
want to see the next big thing, and sure enough, 1.5 million Instagram followers later.
Netflix special, like man.
So, maybe
Yeah.
Kid Kuza is like that too. It's like, except this time I'll drive to your
Maybe.
concert if I get my license in time. But, we'll
I
see.
see. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Have you ever done like concerts or anything of that vibe?
I've done like I did like school performances and stuff like that. And then after high school, mostly like just kind of open mic stuff. It's kind of like just where like anybody can just go up and rap, and like it's kind of just like on some hip hop shit, and that's been a cool experience. Also, when I came back to the Bay, there were like some like kind of I don't know how to call it, like farmers market type things that I would like do open mic things at. So that was also a cool experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Like for those, like, do you like get paid anything, or was it just like you go and kind of just talk
no.
shit? Yeah, no. It was like, damn it.
my stock is not that high.
hey, but guys, buy Kid Kuza now. All right, this ain't no GameStop. This ain't gonna crash. All right, this is a good long-term investment right here. Okay?
Did you invest?
What, GameStop? I did a little bit. I put a little bit of money in. I lost.
Bro, all my friends are investing. They're talking about GameStop too. And
Did you put some money in GameStop?
I haven't. I downloaded like Robinhood. And I never like got into it.
Well, yeah, I'm a pretty big like investor. Like I like the
I
investment game. It's pretty fun for me.
It looks fun, man.
It is.
Like
but,
my friends talking about it, like it sounds fun.
No, I'm sure. Like, I mean, everyone in this area is like very into it. Like, you talk to like most people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, dude, I just got like call option trade for Tesla for $15,000. Hashtag success. Hashtag pursuit of happiness." I'm like, all right, dude, way to put that on your LinkedIn. Like, no,
I like that. I like that you understand all, like the Cupertino, like or the Silicon Valley, like dynamics.
I grew up here. Like, what do you expect me to do? Like, I feel like no, that's the thing, dude. Is like I talked like my Silicon Valley shit with like other people because I've had people from like all over on this podcast, and they're like very like, huh. Like, haha, they give me a polite laugh. I'm like, God damn it. People don't get this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a bubble. Yeah.
It is a bubble. It's very interesting. But yeah, I mean, what else was I got? Kid Kuza, where does this name come from? Like, it kind of feels random, but like, it's also like rolls off the tongue.
It is very random. The thing is, I went through like a lot of different names. Like oh shit. I did Brian Lee. I had a name that was like Kiaro. That didn't sound good.
That's kind of sick.
It
sounds like Claro, like the really famous
kind
singer.
of, yeah. But you know what the thing is? Like at that time, like little rapper me, I was like, that doesn't sound hard, bro. Like that sounds kind of lame. So I changed it. I went by Parker.
I remember that. I remember
You
when you
do?
were back. Dude, that's when you were doing all the saxophone covers and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this is the guy. Like, because I was really impressed with your saxophone covers. I was like, wow, he's like more musically talented than I'll ever be. And so like, I was like, I followed you from there. And then I was like, what happened to Parker? I remember like thinking a couple years later, I was like, what the fuck happened? And then like, I looked on like, see like who's following me. I was like, Brian Lee, because I remembered your name. It was like Kid Kuza. I was like, who the fuck is that?
Dang. I wonder how many followers I like lost for that. Probably
From what,
all 5
Brian
of
Lee to Kid Kuza, or
from changing my name so much. Yeah.
What else? Parker, and then
there was a point where I was like F115, like a freaking like that's like a room number, but yes, like the randomest stuff. I think after, man, I don't remember. I think it was after I went back to Brian Lee, and I was like, okay, there's an infinite amount of Korean Americans that are going to immigrate to the US named Brian Lee. So I was like, I got to change this. Like, it's going to just keep rising. Like, I'm not going to show up on the Google
search. There's also something
search
to that name, though, that like people would resonate. Like, huh, like he has my name. Like Korean Americans from all over this country are like, you know what?
Facts.
That's me. That's literally
that
me.
is facts.
Like,
that is facts. It's like, it was just like demoralizing. So I would look up Brian Lee and it's like 16 million results. Like, I'm like, okay, let me.
Dude, that's honestly so much better. Like, if people try to look you up on Google search, it's like Brian Lee, 90 million results. It's like, oh, there's one in Seoul, South Korea, and there's like 15 in Cupertino. Like, you know, so you know what,
dude? There's I'm in one of my classes right now. There's 2 other Brian Lees, like exactly the same. I don't know why the fuck they put us in the same class. Like
Brian Lee here. Brian Lee.
Oh my god. Yeah, you know what? They don't even like give us nicknames. They just call us Brian 1, Brian 2. I'm like,
no, my favorite at graduation was like, we would always make this joke is like in the South Bay, it's like heavy Asian Indian population. So like, okay, when it comes to Agarwals, it's going to be at least 15. Changs, that's 20. Chen 15, Lee 20, Patel 9. Like there's like, you know, so it was like, all right, let's wait. Dude, the Lees were the longest fucking thing because there's multiple spellings too. So it's like L-E-E-L-I. Like I was like, God damn it. Like here we are, 30 Lees in. Like here we go. Yeah, that was great. And then the Wangs. The Wangs.
Right. Oh yeah. How could I forget?
Yeah, man.
There's too many, man.
Shaw's a popular one.
Oh yeah.
Fucking God damn it.
It was after Brian Lee that I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to select a name that like I'm gonna stick with. Because all those previous names I was with like for a few months maybe. And where Kid Kuza comes from is have you seen Avatar?
Yes. A little bit.
Like not the blue people one.
No. Like the show Avatar: The Last.
Yeah.
Aang and Appa.
Right.
Yeah,
I know. There's a character in that. There's a character who's Aang's like old Fire Nation friend. His name's Kuzan. Okay. And so I just thought that sounded cool. So I took Kuzan and I was like, okay, I don't want to get copyrighted or something. So I just changed it to Kuza. And then I put the kid in front of it because I don't know, that's some like rapper thing.
It kind of works, dude. It really did work. It flows.
And like at the time I was not sure about it, but like for some reason it stuck. So I think like that's gonna be it. I'm keeping.
Did your friends clown you for changing your name?
I mean, yo, at the time they clowned me so hard. Oh my god. Like it was bad, but like it's weird now because like now my friends sometimes they'll just call me Kuza. I'm like, that's kind of cool, you know. But it's like a trip for me sometimes.
That is cool. Yeah. Hey, like when you're gonna be walking down the street one day when you're 5 million followers plus on Instagram, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, Kuza," and you're like, "Rodeo." I see it. Drive that Tesla.
You gotta represent, dude. That Silicon Valley shit. Dude.
You gotta rep, bro. It's that South Bay.
Yeah, I gotta get AirPods too, man.
Dude,
yeah,
like, gotta do it. You have the beanie and everything too.
I know.
Man. So what's next? What's next for you? Like, what's the next like move for this project and all this stuff?
Next thing is mixtape. I'm thinking of doing a mixtape. I was gonna try to do like maybe an album, but then I realized like the type of things I'm doing is like kind of all over the place. Right. So once you call it a mixtape, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
So I think I'm doing a mixtape. I'm trying to drop a lot of music, but also I'm terrible at being consistent. So.
Right.
but yeah, I don't have like the full concept done yet, but I just have like some songs that I've made, and I'm just working on those. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. How far, like, let's talk about like your discography, like so far, like everything, like how, like from Middle Child Freestyle all the way through
Oh,
May I
man.
Take Your Order, like how far do you think you've come? Like, do you see the progress like in the way that you've rapped?
Honestly, I do, because it's all based on my cringe meter. So the more I cringe is like the older it gets. You know what I mean? So like listening to Middle Child, like, oh man. Because also another thing is I feel like my voice has changed too.
Yeah. Dude, I don't think Middle Child was that bad. I don't think it was
I
cringy.
I think I did go off on it.
You did.
It's just
You
like
had that Young Simba line before Cold even thought of it. Like,
yeah. You did your research, man.
I was like, no, I mean, I watched it last night. I was like, because I was like listening to a bunch of your music because I was like, I want to get a feel, and because I re-listened to May I Take Your Order again and like Passion Fruit because I found that line.
That's awesome.
But Middle Child Freestyle, man, it was like very you were just, again talking your shit. It was like
right. I think like what happens is like I don't make music for a while, and then I feel like I'm getting hated on for some reason, and then I just like write a song like that. Like that's what happened with Middle Child. Like I was like in a creative block, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna talk mad shit, and that's what happened. I feel that's like a lot of like how my projects start off actually.
How do you get out of those creative blocks? Because like for me, my creative blocks sometimes are horrible. Like
I go through the
can't
same
do anything.
It's because like I think thing is writing is difficult because for me I have to like sit down and force myself to write, because I'm really like taking things from my brain and like putting it into paper and like making it make sense. So and actually like this last week, like a couple weeks ago, I was having like a huge block and I was just like super drained for some reason, and so I took the week off to not listen to any of my songs, not listen to any beats I've made. I just listened to like slow jazz music the whole week. And then, and like yesterday, I like just got back into Ableton and like made this beat and I like threw some bars and I was like, all right, like I think I'm back. I think sometimes it's just a break.
He's back, guys.
Sometimes it's just a break, I guess.
Yeah, no, I feel it for sure. Cause like even with the podcast, like I have this goal where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put an episode out every week. And it's like
every week.
Yeah. And so it's like, like the last month I've seen myself, like my platform exponentially grow and like my ability to be a better interviewer has just grown. But like, yeah, I feel like now I'm in like February and you were like my last interview I had scheduled for like a month straight. And I was like, fuck, where am I going? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to top this stretch right now. So, we'll figure it out. I take it week to week. I'm like, all right, let's figure out who's on, who's free.
How do you figure out who's on? Because I have a friend, because like, I mean, it's funny because during quarantine, like everyone started doing podcasts.
Yeah.
So like, I have friends that have podcasts and they're like telling me like, oh, like, I don't know who to get. Like what kind of people I should interview. So like, how do you figure it out?
I mean, for me, like, I like go with people I fuck with. Like, like I'll see people on YouTube, content creators, whatever. And I'm like, oh shit, he's dope. Like I'll just give you an example. Like my guy, Grant Cohn, like I interviewed on episode 9,
saw a bit of that one. Yeah.
Grant is like, I've been following Grant on Twitter. Me and my brother have been following Grant since like 2016, 2017. So like we've seen him like on the come up type thing. And like now he's like pretty big. And I went and just shot him an email. I was like, listen, man, I'm a huge fan of yours. Would love to interview you.
Shot, right?
And he was like, hell yeah, let's do it. And I was like, oh shit, he actually responded. And then I was like, all right, let's see if he like drags out the day. But like we figured it out. And like there was a couple obstacles in between, but we got it done. And like it was so surreal, like getting to interview someone that you'd like seen,
like been
so
watching,
right? Yeah, and been watching. It's like, wait, am I in the episode? Like this is sick. And so the Grant interview. Sachin Kumar was he's like a brown TikToker that I saw during quarantine, and I was like, this guy's legit.
Part of that one too.
This guy's legit. Thank you. This guy's legit. And so I was like, I went and just like shot him a DM. I'm not expecting him to respond because I bet he gets like 100 a day of just like random people being like,
TikTok famous,
this is Nigerian embassy. Like we owe you $9 million. He read out one of his DMs actually on the pod. It was really funny. Yeah, just like fast forward to the end. It reads it towards the end. But
okay, I'll watch the rest of it.
But like he was just another person like I found. So it's just like people you like and people you think you would vibe with. Like I saw you, and I was like, I saw your project and I was like, this is awesome. Like You know,
Thank you.
I was like, I want to fucking talk to him about his project. Like,
Yeah, I think that's dope though. Like you reaching out to people that you think, are dope. Like I think that's just you're putting people on too. So
it's like kind of like the Rogan method, like I'm not comparing
myself
to Joe Rogan by any means, but like
talk your shit, talk your shit.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, Joe Rogan's like, he just like goes up to people, like it doesn't matter, right? Like Rogan can get practically everyone at this point, but like, like he has guys like he had this guy on a podcast one time where like he was talking about his experience like living in the wild for 2 years, and like he was completely unknown to people. And then you have that, and then the next episode he has fucking Conor McGregor or someone of that stature, or like Elon
Musk. Exactly.
And he smokes a joint with Elon. So like it's so he has like a variety, and like that's my goal with the show, is just like to be able to
you asked me, I'm sorry, I'm turning the interview around. You asked me about my influence. What is Joe Rogan your influence in terms of podcasting?
No.
Oh, man, okay.
In terms of podcasting, man, I don't actually listen to a lot of podcasts, believe it or not.
Wow.
Or I didn't. But I'd say like the people I really like admire in terms of like what they're able to do are like kind of the trailblazers in a lot of ways, not the people like who just interview random people and do like this and other. Like when I think about like great podcasters, I think of like an Alex Cooper. If you've like watched like Call Her Daddy, like the things that like, obviously the shit she talks about is like not what I want to talk about. Yeah, by any means. Like my parents would fucking neuter me if I were to talk about that shit.
Hey, your parents watch this?
No, their parents watch this. Yeah, they don't.
Oh, okay.
They wouldn't care. But like if they were to like see me like do an interview on Call Her Daddy, like oh my god, like Jesus, like I think I would be just disowned by the South Bay. But like I think what she's doing, like in general, like the idea. She's taken like this whole sex positivity thing and just been like, fuck it, I'm gonna talk my shit. And it's worked for her. Like, see what happens. Like people really resonate with that.
Because you need a resource. You need
absolutely
you need content for that.
Like, let's be real, sex is taboo within society and people don't want to talk about it. And Alex is like, fuck you. I'm gonna be as graphic as I can and I'm gonna talk my shit. And it's like, I respect that. So, it's like, I tell my friends all the time, I'm like, yeah, I would love to just be like, interview Alex Cooper and just hear her talk shit on here for an hour. Like,
you just ask your questions. Don't share
it's like,
any
Alex,
of your experiences.
all right, you just say what you want. Like, you have an hour, go. So, yeah. But I think that's like one of my influences. I mean,
all right, cool.
Yeah, but there's some others. Like, I like Dax Shepard. If you listen to Armchair Expert,
I haven't.
That's a great podcast too. So,
okay. I'll check that out.
Yeah. And then I have a couple more questions. What's your end game with rap? Your Avengers end game?
Oh man, end game. Just to be able to make a living off of it, Yeah. Just because I mean that's like the ultimate, success is like if you can make a living off it, then like that's all you need. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to like be signed to some big label or something like that. Although that would make my parents really happy. Like I was thinking about this, like the only way that my parents will like genuinely be proud of me is if I like got a signed to like a huge like deal or something, or like got a Grammy or something. But.
It's like Brian Lee, Kid Kuza, I take your order. It's like, whoa, your parents are like, oh my god, I'm gonna send this to all the WeChat groups. Like,
oh, yo, if I get on like the Korean newspaper and shit,
that's it,
like,
dude, that's huge. Yeah, I mean, I think Hassan talks about it too with like the Daily Show.
Yeah, exactly.
He was like, dude, that was the first time my dad even like recognized I had talent. Like, he was like, he saw me with John. I was like, oh, it's over.
That's why I relate to him too. It's like even watching Homecoming King, like it was amazing. Man.
Yeah, I mean, Homecoming King was like for the South Bay. Let's be real.
Honestly, yeah. Oh, and like, I remember in one of like the Patriot Act episodes, like he was shouting out all the cities with
Indian people.
Yeah, with Indian people.
He said Cupertino.
He said all of the other cities, and I was like waiting. And he said Cupertino last, and I felt like it was like he hit a buzzer beater. I was like, oh, let's fucking go. Like,
what did he say? He said Santa Clara, Cupertino, Fremont.
Fremont.
Like, the whole fucking, like, pretty much the Bay. Like,
I'm like, he's not. Is he gonna say it? And
he said Sunnyvale, and I was like, he's coming close. He's coming close. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. So, he did say it. So shout out Hassan Raj. That's actually my other goal with the podcast. By episode 100, I want to get Hassan.
I think you do it, man. I think you do it.
Episode 100.
That's a lot of episodes too. So.
Yeah, I got time. I set myself an appropriate amount of time. I was like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to 100, and then we're gonna get him. But till then, it'll just be stalling. Oh, man. I mean, I get that with like the living thing, because like my brother again is like trying to do the rap thing, and he's been doing it for a couple of years, and like honestly, like I think that's all he wants to do too, is just like be able to make money off of like what he likes to do, and like live that comfortable life. It is hard.
Yeah,
it's hard as fuck. Like
shit. It's very hard.
So but like I mean, I think like now you have like the internet and social media and all of these things, so it's like easier to get discovered. You know what
Obviously.
I mean?
Yeah. Because like 20 years ago, like you have like 0% chance,
right?
As an Asian American, like it's like so like sometimes a lot of times I forget that like 20 years or like in the 90s there were like there's a hella Asian people that were like making music, doing art and stuff like that, but like we never like know about them. Yeah, I mean, because only a few like ever really get to the top, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, now, like, let's be real. Like, the first real, like, crazy over-the-top shit that we saw for Asian Americans was Crazy Rich Asians. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, like, it was like, that was y'all's movie. Like, that was like, it was like, it's our coming out party, baby. Like,
yo, they gotta have a brown people version, dude.
Dude,
did they have brown people with Crazy Rich Asians? I don't think so.
No, I was like, get me my South Asians.
The disrespect, man.
Yeah, I was like, give me an Indian. Come on, just let Hassan pop on the screen for 5 seconds. Like that
would have been so dope, bro.
Yeah.
Shows up as a cameo.
She's like, what's up, guys? It's like, wow,
dude, and
only brown
you know what?
Here.
You know what? They missed out on an opportunity because they would have gotten all brown people support if they just like at least threw somebody 100%. In. Like,
they throw in Hassan Minaj, everyone's like, bam, like let's go.
Right. Yeah. I mean. But still, at the end of the day, like it was huge.
No, I'm curious. Like, what do you think of like Asian American representation in the media? Like, what do you see like going? Like, what are the trends? What are some people we need to look out for?
I think it's going a good direction, especially after Crazy Rich Asians. I think like a lot of like Asian actors are getting more chances now. Asian writers. We're seeing like more Asian American films and like shows, I guess.
What'd you think of Fresh Off the Boat?
It's good. But I haven't watched it like that much.
Okay. I was like, because I know a lot of my Asian friends, they fucking hate it. They're like,
really?
This is so goddamn stereotypical.
Oh man,
useless.
I think like it's not my type of show
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe because like I also think that it feels like it's a bit more oriented for like a younger audience almost.
Yeah.
To me, like I feel like I enjoy watching stuff that's like a little bit more like adult.
Darker. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit darker maybe.
Like that's the thing too, is like with Fresh Off the Boat, like it's supposed to be based on this book by Eddie Huang, who's like this Asian American chef, and he's like pretty famous. Right. Like the whole, like they took the book and they took they just decimated the book. So it's like there's nothing like related to the book. They just took the characters. Man. So like in actual reality, like Eddie Huang had like the darkest motherfucking childhood you'll ever imagine. Yeah. Like those, like his parents like physically abused him. Like they, it was like a lot of like fucking verbal shit. And I was like, I would have loved to see that real shit over this, like fake family comedy. Like we're just Asians assimilating with white people. Like, so I think that would have been preferred, but
I think like, I think in my opinion, it's like, we kind of need like we need like the whole spectrum.
For sure.
I mean,
for sure.
Because like even with Crazy Rich Asians, like that's not an Asian American movie. Yeah, I mean, like,
it's more of a very Asian movie.
It's a very like, Asian movie
in
English. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which like I'm still like really proud. I still really like that, but I think we just have to like fill in the other gaps.
Yeah.
We had like Fresh Out the Boat. That's like one side of the spectrum. It's more like
Right. Any Asian American actors that you know of, like who are like on the come up?
I don't know, maybe on the come up,
or like like who are doing good shit and big things.
I know Steven Yeun. He just I don't know if he directed, but I know he's acting in this new film. It's called like Minari. It's about some Korean guy that comes to the U.S. to like make a Korean crop or some shit like that.
Interesting.
I don't know. Apparently, it's really good. I haven't watched it yet, but that's kind of getting buzz right now.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't know that many actors on the come up.
Yeah.
but there's plenty of Asian actors that have
No,
been
I'm sure.
working.
Like,
yeah,
yeah, no, dude. Like the industry for them is blowing up, and like for
Right.
like Asian South, the Farewell with Lulu Wang was
Mm.
supposed to be fantastic. Didn't actually
Right.
watch it, but
Oh,
yeah.
I
Last
didn't watch it
question. Last question though. You are a film major.
Oh.
So what's the future with that? Like, do you see
man.
yourself going back to LA, maybe doing some film or like, like music video production? Like where do we?
The thing is,
going?
like, because as a college cop out, I'm not completely
College cop
sure.
out, cop in.
I don't know if I'll finish, bro. Like, we'll see. I mean, I think
Right.
I'm in that direction. I'm in that mind state now. But again, like, I'm the type of person I never know like what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But right now I'm actually applying to music school. So
Okay.
I'm trying to switch majors.
At NYU still, or like to other places?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Because I think it aligns with like what I'm trying to do.
Right. Right.
So we'll see about that. But,
how have you liked your film classes? Like good, bad so far?
They've been pretty good. Like I love film. Like that was like at least in high school, along
Right.
with music. Like I was always like into
Film was
editing
my
and
first
music.
love too. So
Yeah.
I feel you.
Say. And like my friends and I, we used to just make hella stupid sketches and like
That's honestly the way to do it, man.
yeah. And I always love like the music video process too. And so I love film. And my classes were pretty good. Like I can't complain because like it's better than like AP stats or whatever. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So okay, this last one is just like, for someone who's never ever listened to you before and they just heard the name Kid Kuza for the first time, give them the 30-second pitch as to why they should check you out and where they can check you out.
I'm kind of bad at this. Catch me on Spotify. May I Take Your Order? It's my EP just dropped. Just a whole lot of bars. If you like hip hop, then you're probably gonna like it. If you like Asian people, you're probably gonna like it too. If you like drive-throughs, you're gonna like it too. Yeah, that's probably my pitch. I'm on like whatever platforms.
Yeah.
Like social media is just
Kid Kuza. That's the name.
Yeah.
Remember it, because when he blows up, he's coming back.
Oh
so.
man.
And he's gonna blow me up in the process. But
Hey, I'll be back. Yeah.
You'll be back. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Essential Question Podcast. Episode 11 is complete. If you guys like that episode, go ahead and smash that like button, destroy the subscribe button. Let's get this podcast off the ground and rolling.
Let's get it.
Catch me on Spotify. Hit the follow button. Follow me on Instagram at Essential Question Podcast and on Twitter at EssentialQU1. I'm gonna start to use the Twitter more. I don't actually use it that much, but we on that grind. So go follow me there. I'm gonna link all of Kid Kuza's shit down below. So Spotify, YouTube. I think if he has his Instagram, I'll also link that. So go check him out there. But that's it for the episode today. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thanks for having me.
Kuza. Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah. Young college cop out, signing off, right? All right, have a good one, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Essential Question Podcast. Thank you so much for watching or listening to the episode. Whatever you're doing, your support does not go underappreciated. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation with Kid Kuza, aka Brian Lee, the legend himself. And if you haven't listened to his music, go ahead and do so, please. Check him out on Spotify. He's got a new EP that dropped, again, like he was mentioning later on in the podcast, called May I Take Your Order. It's one of the best EPs and really just best things to come out of 2020, so go and check that shit out. I promise you will not be disappointed. I'll also link some of Brian's other stuff down below, so feel free to go check him out there too. If you guys like the podcast, go ahead and destroy the like button and the subscribe button if you're on the YouTube channel. I promise you will not regret. If you're listening on Spotify, go ahead and hit that follow button as well and leave good reviews on all the other podcast apps as well. Go ahead and also follow me on socials. On Instagram, you can find me at Essential Question Podcast, and on Twitter, you can find me at EssentialQU1. Also, feel free to email me at essentialquestionpodcast@gmail.com. It should be fun. We got a lot of great content coming out in the next coming weeks, so I'm super excited about that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode with Brian talking about rap. Rap's a huge part of my life, so I hope I was able to help you guys destroy any misconceptions you may have, or, you know, just talk about something you guys didn't really know a lot about. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and feel free to let me know what you guys think. Social media, email, whatever works. Lots more great content to come, so stay tuned and get excited. But I'm out. Peace.